is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's kind of crazy, but I did get a lot of people wanting to know a story that happened to me yesterday. Yesterday was December 1st and it was very crazy. So I didn't really have time to like get ready or anything. And did you catch that big ass spit? That's disgusting. So I don't really have time to get ready, but I did want to get on here and tell you guys the story. And I also wanted to join in on Vlogmas. Excuse me while I'm here in my Soraya Montenegro robe, but like, you guys don't even know. Like, 2020 has just been horrible. So I'm just gonna pretty much give you a little story time today because I do want to join in on the Vlogmas festivities. I don't think I'm gonna be posting every day, but I'm gonna try to post as much as possible this month because I've been technically making a video every 3 weeks, but I want to cut it down to less time in between. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I know, I just realized that those are like our Pampers there, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is, right? So yesterday, December 1st, I actually had a customer who wanted to come pick up some crochet little Among Us figurine that I had crocheted for them. So I kind of do the whole contactless pickup thing where I usually leave it on the hood of my car, and our car's parked in the driveway. So whenever they pass by, they can just like literally walk in the gate. They don't have to touch anything. They can just grab their bag and leave. So that was the plan. Now, Iris loves to go outside and she loves to walk outside with me for anything. Like if it's to go throw the trash, if it's to go check if our alarm is going off, like anything, anytime that I go outside, she wants to go outside with me. So in the morning, I woke up and my friend wanted to come pick up her thing. So she was like, I want to go. And she like put on her rain boots and she wanted to go. So we're walking out of our little like passageway to get to the front, and it's a pretty long hallway, I would say. And our little hallway that we go on is literally basically the length of our neighbor's driveway. So we're walking down this little hallway, and Iris, mind you, I mean, we do this all the time because we literally take out the trash every morning. So she like usually just takes off running, and her grandmother lives in the front. So usually her grandma, she'll run over to the front door and her grandma sees her because she's always in the front. And so, you know, then we talk to them or whatever. And so she took off running. But by the time she had taken off running, I heard a voice from the driveway. And there was this guy there, and he was bald with no shirt on. He looked all sweaty and he was kind of like crouched into a corner. And I immediately knew that he doesn't live there because I've never seen him. And so he's like, hey, like, I need your help. I need your help. There's somebody who's chasing me with a gun and he's out there. So at this moment, I just completely freeze. Like, I couldn't even comprehend what he had just told me. I just like froze. And I immediately thought of Iris because Iris was already like several steps ahead of me. So I like ran as fast as I could to the front. I screamed at her and she started running back. And then I just like instantly just grabbed her and just started walking to the back. And as I was walking to our house, the guy who was like hiding was like, oh my God, you're so selfish, you effing, you know, and like saying all this stuff to me, which I mean, I don't care because like, yeah, like I do want to help people, but at the same time, you're bringing somebody who is possibly dangerous, you know, to our property. So I instantly ran in and I looked for Danny and I screamed and I'm like, oh my God, there's somebody out there, you know. And so he, as a defender, you know, he goes and he gets his defense and he starts walking out there. And so he starts walking out there and I'm telling him like, there's a guy hiding next door, but you know, he says there's somebody coming after him. And we weren't sure at this point. We don't know, like, I don't know if the person coming after him is really armed with a gun, if like, you know, I don't know. So he runs out there and I get inside and I have the girls inside, and then he's kind of, you know, doing his thing. And then I get the girls into the closet. I'm like, let's go, like, let's go. So we run in and after that, I get on the phone with 911, and as I'm speaking to the dispatcher, like I'm letting him know, like, okay, so, you know, he says that there's a man in front of my house with a gun, blah, blah, blah. But then at this moment, it hits me that the man in front of my house, you know, is my man. So I start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I hope they don't shoot him. And I'm telling them, like, he's in a bathrobe. And literally, like, we have been living in our bathrobes because it's been so cold in our house. So, you know, he was in his bathrobe, and I'm like, oh my God, he's in a bathrobe, and like, please don't shoot him. And so at that point, they were like, tell your husband to get inside. Tell him to go ahead and just get inside and just whatever, we're going to deal with it. So at this point, like, I run out there and I tell him to get inside, and he's already like making his way in. But as he's making his way in is when the cops arrive, you know, and they saw him already. So they are like, hey, you know, come out or whatever. So he couldn't come inside after that. So I was like, just like really nervous. But nonetheless, I just got inside. I got into my safe place with my girls, and I was just really, really, I was just shooken up so bad. Like, it was just so scary. And then after that happened, you know, he went ahead and he came in and he's like, you know, they want to talk to you. And so I, you know, went outside. I gave him, you know, and it's really crazy, guys, because if you've ever been in a situation like this where like you're like a little bit scared or something's going on like that, you literally just freeze to the point where like they were asking me like, what was he wearing and all this stuff, and I had no idea what to tell them. Like, all I could tell them was that he was bald. I didn't even know he didn't have a shirt on, because as soon as he told me that somebody was, you know, chasing him with a, you know, possibly chasing him with a gun, I instantly just thought of my daughter, who was already like down the hall, like to the front. You know, I instantly thought of her. Like, I didn't have time to sit there and think about what he was wearing or even what he looked like. Honestly, like, I don't even remember what he looked like. It's just a weird thing that your mind just like, you know, so it's really strange. You know, you think about it, you're like, damn, witnesses are really like flippy floppy, because you have to have like a photographic memory to just have something like that go down and just like be able to identify somebody like that. But nonetheless, I went out, and, you know, the officers were like, oh, we just dealt with him, you know, a couple blocks down, he's a little bit, you know, he's not okay. And like, I was like, okay, so like, what about the person who was chasing him? And he's like, no, I highly doubt that anybody was chasing him. He's not okay. He probably went and, you know, scored some meth and got high, and that's what happened. So yeah, even like reliving this story is crazy, but it just happened yesterday, and I've been so just like shaken up about it, and it's crazy. So of course, after a long weekend of having my family and having like a Thanksgiving dinner and just really being grateful for everything I have, I was again faced with the possibility that nothing is guaranteed in life, and you really don't know what's going to happen, and you have no control over what's going to happen. But I just want to send that message out there that you really have to try your hardest, especially in 2020, to be a little bit positive, because this literally, like, I'm not lying, it really did drain my energy to the point where like yesterday was just a total fail. Like, it was the first of the month, and I was so excited to like get all these things done. I had made like a list of all the things I wanted to get done, and that just like shook me to the point where I couldn't stop thinking about it, couldn't stop talking about it all day. But yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday, December 1st, 2020. I feel like this month already kind of has a little bit of a bad omen going on, so I just want to try to be positive, and that's why I decided to make this video, so I can kind of focus on Vlogmas a bit. I'm not going to be Vlogmissing like all the good YouTubers who are able to film and cut and edit and do everything in one day. Like, I won't be able to do that, but I'm going to try to put as much videos as I can. So yeah, that's my story for today. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. It was a crazy experience, but yeah, if you guys have any crazy experiences whether it be like not a home invasion, because I know those are pretty intense, but you know, where you had a crazy experience like that, go ahead and share them down in the comments. I would like to feel like there's other people who have gone through it and got through it and are much stronger and better now. And maybe if you have a little bit of advice for, you know, kind of just keeping your house safe and everything, I would love to hear all of that stuff. So nonetheless, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and just really just send a bunch of love wherever you go, because these days everybody needs it, okay? And like my background, don't forget to smile now and cry never, bitch, because that we ain't got time for that. You guys have a good one. I hope you enjoyed the story time. See you in the next one. Bye bye.